astronomy, and it is a place where the minimum fuel is required for anything to stay in, because there is the required centripetal force is provided by the force of the centrifugal forces of both of the other bodies, right? So that is how the Aditya L1 is there, and you may be knowing that it is again a success. So with all these Mars orbital mission, we again know that Mangalyaan 2 again we are going to have. Mangalyaan 1 was a grand success, and Prime Minister Modi जी कहते हैं कि जो ऑटो में किराया देते हो ना उससे कम खर्चे में पर किलोमीटर के हिसाब से मार्स ऑर्बिटल मिशन को छोड़ दिया, right? So you can understand that how ISRO is economizing the different longitude. So what is the roadmap? What ISRO is thinking now? ISRO is thinking that every time when we are launching, your PSLV or GSLV is going to be wasted. It burned into the air. So can we have some sort of reusable plane through which we are sending the satellites into the orbit, and then we are calling it back, and then again we are refabricating it, and again it is getting ready, right? So first and foremost is that you are going to have the reusable space planes, one. Second, launching the humans into the space. That is another very, very ambitious initiative, but we are sure that you are going to have by 2040. You are also want to have your own space station. We want to have a space station. Why for? Because when we want to serve the larger humanity, then the intricate issues. आदित्य L1 का जो एक बहुत important aspect था कि अर्थ के ऊपर जो आपके weather changes हो रहे, जो extremes है, क्या उनको हम बेहतर तरीके से predict कर सकते हैं? You are having your आदित्य L1 के ऊपर you were having 7 different payloads, and 4 of these payloads were remote sensing, and 3 of these payloads were in situ. Those were there making the experiment on the satellite itself, and 4 were directly gazing the chromosphere and the photosphere of the sun to know that what changes are taking place, how the mass ejection is taking place, how it is being affected. Better understanding of that one. Then we every 11 years we are having, say, that spots on the sun, right? So these are having a life period of 11 years. So how these are changing, why these are becoming, all these type of studies we are going to do for better understanding of the weather at the planet Earth. Navigation system. As of now, India is able to get the precise information 1500 kilometers beyond the borders of India. But ISRO wants that it should go up to 5000 kilometers. 5000 kilometers across the borders of the country, you can have the precise information. This is basically taking military into consideration, our strategic conflict. That is where the ISRO is thinking to. Then you are having the LUPEX and Chandrayaan 4. Chandrayaan 3 से आपका काम नहीं चला. आप कुछ मेजर पेलोड्स और कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करना चाहते हो. क्या आप चंद्रमा को एक लॉन्चिंग पैड बना सकते हो? यहाँ से आपने चंद्रमा के ऊपर कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट भेजा, वहां से आपने अगेन you are going to have the projectile from the moon. So those type of experiments you are going to have, and then you are having Mangalyaan 2 in POPP, and then you are going to have Sukrayaan, right? So while you are exploring the extraterrestrial planets to know better about the system and to have the better planning of the resources which we are going to have. So my dear friends, when I am talking about this space technology, you will agree with me that any facet of our life, आप जिस भी चीज की बात करेंगे, you will have some influence of the space technology on that. And where we stand today and what we look forward in the future, I am sure that these type of the opportunities which we are having here today to come together, to ponder upon the issues, to think the problems from the multidisciplinary perspective, from the different angles. Until I am a natural resource manager. Until and unless I talk to a sociologist or a psychologist, probably I may not be able to understand the intricacies that we are having a particular area where I have suggested an alternative practice, for example, the pisciculture. But that area belongs to the Bisnois. Bisnois, we are having a particular community which is very repulsive of all your non-raj and everything, right? So can we think about these issues? I will not be able to understand that. I will not be able to do the planning until unless I get these perspectives from the social sciences. So those are some of the issues which you have to think about. And there is a saying that the best research comes out from the edges, from the boundaries of that discipline. Where we are talking about intra-disciplinary, not only multi is not going to help us, right? Interdisciplinary. So with this, probably I would like to just finish my talk. These are the books which Sir was talking about, Dr. Hasmani was talking about. These are all from the Springers, and you can see that when I am talking about these applications, you are talking about the water resource management in India, you are talking about sustainable natural resource management, you are talking about GI science, you are talking about application in challenges of the geospatial technology, because I work in this area. That is why we are having these very good work from the Springer professors. These are invited articles from my colleagues across the world, and where we are talking about the different issues which we are having in India. And with this famous saying from Mahatma Gandhi, that the earth has enough for man's need, but not enough for man's greed. Probably, until and unless we are able to sustainably utilize our natural resources, we cannot see a more hospitable planet in the coming days. With this, I would like to end my talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Hello. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and inspiring talk. Your words have left great impact on all of us. Now, the session is open for interaction. Do you have any questions? You can ask.
Any queries or questions or curiosity from the young bright minds in front of me? And I'm sure if there is none, that means we used to say when I was a student that, sir, today it was OHT, means overhead transmission. That cannot be, or the second component can be that okay means all clear. Both the cases are not there. Thank you. You are the bright minds. You have to be. Please. आप इधर आ जाइए, यहाँ से बोल दीजिए। आ जाइए, प्लीज प्लीज कम, नो प्रॉब्लम।
यही है, ऑन करो ऑन करो ऑन करो, ऑन नहीं है ना, ऑन
Good morning all of you. मैं ट्रस्टी मिस्त्री हूँ हिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट से एंड मैं रिसर्च स्कॉलर हूँ। सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे इसरो अभी रीयूजेबल व्हीकल जो है उसके ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, और अगर हम इंस्पिरेशन लेने की बात करें तो अभी जो स्पेसएक्स है,
we are learning from that, and whatever we are building upon is different from what is perspectives, right? So ISRO is having its own plan, but the reusable space capsule which that ISRO is planning is taking into perspective that we are going to have many future launches, not only of India, but also for the other countries also, as we have seen in 104 satellites. So that is just, they are working upon that. Never any new technological breakthrough is done until and unless the existing technology is available. I think I was able to answer your question. Thank you. Please.
Sir, my name is Umesh. I teach English. Sir, do you see any possibility, that is, if someone wants to go for any research, is there any possibility?
Very difficult question. Today, I will take it from a different perspective. And the perspective is that when we are talking today about the national education policy, you are thinking about that we are moving from the multidisciplinary to interdisciplinary, which he was talking about, that today what we are able to visualize, if I am a person from the science background, probably I may not be able to appreciate the nuances of the literature or the sentiments of a person which a Shakespearean can understand. Let me put it that way. I mean, while there is a need for understanding the issues from different perspectives, is as a person who is having a altogether different background, is going to have the altogether different perspective of the. For example, I'm working in the geospatial technology field. Let me give another example, and I'm talking about the disaster management. So my focus will be that this is the cyclone which is going to hit this particular area, right? And I will be advising the government that after 10 days there is going to be landfall in this particular part of Orissa. And what you have to do, you have to rescue the people from the low-lying areas to the higher areas so that those casualties which are occurring over there can be saved. But I may not be able to understand what a psychologist or sociologist can understand, that what type of trauma the people who are migrating or shifting from one area to another probably can go through. So my simple answer with my limited knowledge as of now will be that definitely there will be the possibility in the coming days. In India, still we are learning. When the world was moving to the multidisciplinary, we were going for the specialization. Now, the world is moving toward the interdisciplinary, we are talking about the multidisciplinary. But we are having our system which is evolving at our own pace. And I am sure that when we are talking about this transdisciplinarity, that is going to be there in the future, and other physicists who are going to design the sensors. देखो, मैं अगर बिल्कुल सिंपल तौर पर कहूँ ना, तो मैं जब जर्मनी में था, जब मैं रिसर्च का काम कर रहा था, तो वहाँ पे जो जर्मन साइंटिस्ट थे वो मेरे पास आए कि मैंने ये चाइना की कोई कंपनी है जिसके लिए रिपोर्ट तैयार की है, क्या आप मेरी ये रीडिंग कर सकते हो क्या? मैं कहा यार मेरी तो अंग्रेजी बहुत अच्छी है, तो मेरे से क्यों रीडिंग कराना चाहता है? कि नहीं, इंडियंस की जो अंग्रेजी होती है वो हमारे से बहुत बेहतर होती है. Are you getting my point? Well, what they were of the opinion that, and he was having a different component into that project. That it is when I completed the proofreading and I have given him this bag, and he came up with a sort of voucher that you have to sign it, and there was some remuneration for that. I requested him, यार ये तो हम रोज ऐसे ही करते रहते हैं, इसकी क्या जरूरत है? उसने कहा कि नहीं सर, ये मेरा एक component है इस project के अंदर, in which I am having this component. Sir, at this stage I can only say that there is ample opportunities, because the problems which a sensor designer is thinking about, if it is he is having a literature background into the perspective, probably he can understand it better. Thank you. Yeah, please. Yeah.
हेलो
Please.
सर, मैं ये नेशनल लेवल इश्यूज है, जैसे डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट है, वाटर रिसोर्सेज है, फायर है, इसमें विश्वविद्यालयों की जो
Striving to have a strong bond between the research collaborative institutions or the corporates and there is always a academia industry interface. For example, I will just give one or two examples from the ISRO. There is a program in the name of RESPOND. RESPOND is the program for the persons from the university. And if I want to do some technological experiment, keeping the satellite technology into the mind, maybe natural resource management, maybe fundamental research. For example, a person from physics background, you want to design some sensors, some material, right? Because when you are talking about the fabrication of the satellite, if you are able to reduce the weight of the satellite by 100 grams, you are going to reduce or optimize the cost of launching in thousands of dollars. Right? So if there are the program, there is one specific program from ISRO that is in the name of Respond. When we are talking about the students specifically, in the name of Catch Them Young, there is a program from the Indian Space Research Organization for school students that they can not only participate in their activities, which is available on the website also, but they can also go and have a 15 days residency with one of the lab of the ISRO. So there are opportunities not only from the ISRO, but also, for example, the National Institute of Disaster Management, NIT and Government of India. We had a project in Kurukshetra in our department where we are talking about the seismic hazard donation. That actually, when we are talking about different parts of our country, in some of the places you might see that we are having a haphazard growth. And the haphazard growth is without taking into consideration the terrain characteristics. And terrain is not stable, it cannot bear the load, and we are having a skyscraper. For example, we are having Ghaggar River and Yamuna in northern part of Haryana. And we are seeing lot of skyscrapers. So the project was that can we suggest some building codes? Can we just quantify that how much severity is going to be there if in the event of earthquake, right? So these type of the opportunities are there. But we as the academicians, we have to be proactive. I mean, from the disciplines which are there, if we are proactive, we are getting the funding from these organizations. Thank you.
Come forward. Hello. Hello. Hello, thank you. Finally, I got the chance. Nice presentation, thank you. My question is a bit of non-technical stuff, probably not for you and all the dignitaries on the dais, sir. As we are talking about working on sustainable development goals, does today's education missing on character and mindset development? This is my question, because there was a time when half of the country was illiterate and we were in position to drink any raw water from any river, any water resource. There was hardly any air pollution. While the country is literate, we are fortunate to say we are 80% literate, but there is no single resource except the northeast we can have raw water to drink, and air pollution is question nowadays. So my question to stop here, are we missing on mindset and character development?
Thank you very much, and I think it is. मैं थोड़ा नजदीक आना चाहता हूँ जब ये ऑडियंस से बात करता हूँ तो, लेकिन I'm sorry, there is a lot of distance between me and you. It is very important, and when I was discussing with sir in the morning, Vice Chancellor Sahab Patel ji, we were talking a lot about that how the best practices which were there before are not coming up. When I'm talking about, you are talking about the character and the mindset, character building and the mindset, you might be sure, because you are in the higher education, that when we are talking about the national education policy, you are talking about the holistic development. And what do you mean by holistic development? One is the natural resource or the sustainability. The holistic development is not only physically, not only spiritually, not only analytically, not only your emotional quotient. Today a student is not getting the opportunity to the NEET or the IIT JEE, he is not able to understand, bear the pressure, and he is buckling under the, not hesitating in taking the extreme step. So there where the emotional stability is required. The sciences will surely agree with me कि जहाँ पर भी टेबल आपको नजर आ जाएगी, कुछ आंकड़े दिख जाएंगे, वहाँ पर आप डरने लग जाते हैं. तो एक तो जो statistics का fundamental course और data analysis, that was made compulsory for all, and then there was a 2-credit course on the human values, right? So one thing is, he is very right that we are having lot many initiatives from the government, but probably it is not the only the government can do it, because the mindset is to be changed here. If I'm able to see the perspective, we are talking about dengue. Let me give a very crude example. मैं कुरुक्षेत्र यूनिवर्सिटी में प्राध्यापक का काम करता हूँ, और जब मैं घर के लिए लंच में निकलता हूँ तो मेरी आदत होती है मैं वॉक करता हुआ निकल जाता हूँ, क्योंकि 1000 स्टेप्स हैं घर से डिपार्टमेंट के बीच में। तो मेरी कोशिश होती है कहीं सुबह मैं गाड़ी ले जाऊं, क्योंकि कई बार आप मीटिंग्स वगैरह में जाना पड़ता है, तो कई अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं। दोपहर को मेरी कोशिश होती है मैं वॉक करता हुआ निकल जाऊं, दोपहर को वॉक करता हुआ आ जाऊं। एंड देन व्हेन आई एम पासिंग थ्रू द लॉ डिपार्टमेंट। जब आप लॉ डिपार्टमेंट की बात करते हो, लॉ एज ए डिसिप्लिन की बात करते हो, देन यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट द इंट्रिकेसीज ऑफ एनी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट लॉ। कैन यू इमेजिन, जब मैं उस लॉन में से गुजर रहा होता हूँ, ग्रीन लॉन में से, और जब मैं वापस आ रहा होता हूँ तो लंच के टाइम में बच्चे जो स्नैक्स या दूसरी चीजें हैं वो रैपर्स उनके वहीं पड़े मिल जाते हैं। क्या हम सोच सकते हैं इसके बारे में? क्या मैं जो पानी यूज कर रहा हूँ उस पानी की क्वालिटी के बारे में, या जो मैंने पानी यूज किया है वो बहुत बढ़िया है? Here also from Gujarat, he belonged to a Jain and industrial family. He was not talking about that. He founded not only the ISRO, PRL, Physical Research Laboratory, Community Science Center in Ahmedabad. His wife, she was from Kathak probably, or जो ट्रेडिशनल डांसेस हैं उनमें से मतलब एक डांस से थी वो, तो मतलब उन्होंने इस तरह के क्लब्स बनाए, दर्पण के नाम से एक संस्था बनाई। मतलब क्यों? Because it was the mindset. I'm not the only one. I have to think about my country. I have to think a dream of that person. What I am visualizing in you today, I am visualizing a person who in the future is going to contribute to shape the destiny of the nation, and that capabilities you are having. When you are talking about yourself, don't limit yourself, don't limit the boundaries, just think beyond the box. And I am 101% sure that we, all of us who are present over there, we have to think about the sustainability only when our actions are commensurate. मनसा वाचा कर्मणा। जब हमारे मन, वचन और कर्म के अंदर एक सामंजस्य आ जाएगा, हमारे जो एक्शंस हैं वो दूसरे के लिए अपने आप पुण्य का काम, मेरे लिए तो बनेंगे बनेंगे, लेकिन समाज के लिए और दूसरे के लिए भी पुण्य का काम बन जाएंगे। I think I am able to answer it. Thank you. Anyone want to ask the questions, because we are having some mic problem, can come here and pose the questions.
Good morning, everyone. Sir, first of all, thank you so much for your insightful presentation. My name is Neeraj Singh Manhas, and I'm a senior research fellow at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. I also work on water, so that made me a lot of interest to ask you this question. So, sir, I wanted to ask you regarding the India's future vision on Viksit Bharat, especially related to the water security, because I am working on India-China water security for now 4-5 years, and I wanted to understand that how do you see this kind of vision of India, because currently we are experiencing a lot of water challenges and water is depleting day by day. So what are your thoughts? And lastly, if given a very good opportunity, I also would like to ask you if you can collaborate on some research papers or thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and I will share my email ID. Any one of you who wants to probably it is there, and I will be more than happy, and I will be proactive if there is anything which I can share with you, or I can reply to you. I can give your query, reply to your query. The pertinent question which is posed is, which we are always talking about, that when we are talking about the water and specifically groundwater, it is one of the very, very scarce resource. And when we are talking about water resources as a whole, let me not mince the words, you talk about the abuse or misuse of the resources. We are doing everything. I am coming from Haryana. We are a state which significantly contributed to the Green Revolution. When we are talking about feeding the people, then you may agree that Haryana, Punjab and Western UP has significantly contributed to the Green Revolution, meaning thereby that enhancing the production by the use of high yielding varieties one, but then we started using fertilizers. Okay, but then what we did? Insecticide, weedicide, herbicide, pesticide, using all that. And the problem today is that you might be knowing that in Ludhiana and many areas you are having many problems which are because of the quality. On one side you are getting the land degradation, on the other side you are having the water quality degradation, and we are having all type of the problems because of the chemicals which are being used. And the result is that we are having unsustainable system when we are talking about the land and water resources. So when I am talking about the national level, we are having a national water mission that is known as NWM. And what is the latest of NWM? Maybe for the social sciences student it will take this, but I will reply in a very simple way. National water mission is that we are talking about a basin and we are managing the resources at the watershed level, right? You might better understand. And because the problem of the upper catchment and the lower catchment are interrelated, right? So if we are talking the things in a taking it in a holistic manner, then the solution becomes easier. So first is that they are planning to manage all the resources at the basin level, right? First. Second is integrated water resource management. Surface water in isolation is nothing. Groundwater in isolation is nothing. Demand from the municipality in isolation is nothing. Demand from the industry in isolation is nothing. We have to think about the holistic integrated. So integrated water resource management. When we are talking about the border disputes, right, and the sharing of the information which is related to the water resources, you talk of a country like Nepal. We are having the problem on Kali Ganga. You might have read in the newspapers, you are having the issues. Because when I went to Bangladesh, I visited Bangladesh 3 times, I visited Nepal 4 times, I visited Sri Lanka 2 times, I visited Bhutan, I visited Indonesia, I visited almost all the neighboring countries. When I was in Bangladesh, they said the Tista Water Treaty. You know that there is an issue between going on, right? So there are 2 types of the issues which I will be able to deliberate here because there are some sensitive issues which cannot be shared. That we are having some problem in the data sharing also. Because whatever area in the catchment of China is, I visited China in 2009. And I was able to get the opportunity to visit the 3 Gorges Dam, which is one of the mightiest. Can you imagine 20,000 megawatt capacity of the hydropower project? Huge capacity. When we are talking about the Narmada Sagar, probably 1,000 megawatt. So you just imagine your global circulation model. You are analyzing the data yourself, then you are talking about, then you are able to see that no, the information which you are providing is wrong. But we are providing what we have is right? So that type of data sharing is there. There are the act policies at the national level. The government is thinking, no? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you just try? Yes, shortly. So that by that time, sir.
So I don't have a question, but maybe if you permit, I can answer, provide an answer to a question raised about English language.
Please, sir.
So there are 2 answers I would like to provide. One is definitely any language can help in development of the AI technology, of course robo technology and so on. And the second, this is how technology can also help in languages. For example, the space technology has given us inputs, and they can influence the literature people to rethink about their standard of comparisons. Okay? For example, after the Chandrayaan mission succeeded, we came to know that the surface of the moon in no way is comparable to the surface of the beloved. Right? So please think about new standards of comparison. You cannot have Chaudhami Ka Chand Ho Tum and so on and all those songs. That becomes invalid now. Think of new standards of comparison. उपमानी.
Thank you very much, everyone. Probably we can have the further discussion because of the time constraint. I will be there with you, so we can have the questions as a teacher. Please.
It is not my question, but I have to say about English and physics. We can apply two theory of physics. One is quantum theory and one is Einstein relativity theory.
Registrar, my fellow colleagues, Professor Hasmani, Professor Anand, the team from SPU, and for giving me this wonderful opportunity. You won't believe that I'm always whenever I'm going to any country, I always make it a point to interact with the students from that department. I visit China, I was able to have 4 different lectures in 4 different universities. I was in Kathmandu, Tribhuvan University is one of the famous university, the student from environmental sciences. I always make it a point to interact, so this is food for thought for me, because when we are interacting with the bright minds, it always gets a sort of feedback and a guidance. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, and thank you everyone for the patient listening.
Sir, we know the space system is helping directly or indirectly to all the systems. As our next mission is 0%, as our new mission is 0% carbon emission. So how the space system helps this?
कार्बन एमिशन की बात करते हैं, हमारा तो हर एक एक्शन है ना, that is leading carbon emission, right? So what is happening when we are talking about the ASLV, PSLV, GSLV type of the systems, it was much more detrimental to the environment. And from that, when we are coming to the reusable space plane, the reusable space plane is going to be much more environment friendly. One thing you have to keep in the mind, that carbon zero does not mean zero. Agree करेंगे ना आप मेरे से? The carbon zero is that whatever we are able to produce must be optimally low so that it is not going to detrimentally affect the environment. Right? So the future missions which the ISRO is having in the form of reusable space plane is one step in that direction. But the humanity had its cause to survive. ये आपको मानना पड़ेगा. हम जो अर्थ के ऊपर हैं, हमारी अपनी एक कॉस्ट है सरवाइव करने के लिए, और वो कॉस्ट हमारा एनवायरनमेंट भी पे कर रहा है. वो जो डेवलपमेंट की कॉस्ट है, हाउ दैट कैन बी ऑप्टिमाइज्ड, हाउ द डेट्रिमेंटल इफेक्ट्स can be minimized, that is the base question, and in that direction also, as you have seen, that ISRO is moving marvelously. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for making this session so interactive. Now I invite Professor Niranjan P. Patel sir to express our gratitude by presenting a memento to Professor B.S. Chaudhary sir.
The best gift which I can have.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Professor Niranjan P. Patel, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sardar Patel University, for the
कृष्ण वंदे जगत गुरु सरदार पटेल विश्वविद्यालय के R&D सेल द्वारा 3 दिवसीय रिसर्च स्कॉलर मीट में आप सबका मैं पुनः एक बार हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ। मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि आपने जो अभी प्रश्न किया और इंटरेक्शन संवाद, सिर्फ एक वक्ता बोले और आप सिर्फ सुने, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। मुझे अच्छा लगा, अधिकतर ऐसा होता है, मैंने देखा है कि गुरुस्तु मौनम, गुरु मौन होते हैं और शिष्य के सारे प्रश्न उनका सॉल्यूशन हो जाता है, लेकिन आपने कुछ अच्छे प्रश्न पूछे जिज्ञासावश। तो ये स्कॉलर मीट जो है उनका उद्देश्य यही है कि आप कुछ जिज्ञासावश, आपके मन में कोई प्रश्न हो और प्रश्न का समाधान यहाँ से प्रस्तुत किया जाए। सरदार पटेल विश्वविद्यालय का ये तीसरा प्रयत्न है जिसमें काफी गोष्ठी में जुड़े हैं। सर ने बहुत अच्छा नाम दिया, संगम नाम दिया उन्होंने। एक रिसर्च का संगम है। तो मैं सरदार पटेल विश्वविद्यालय की ओर से आदरणीय चौधरी सर का दिल से स्वागत करता हूँ। हमारे अन्य एक्सपर्ट भी, तज्ञ भी आए हैं, उनका भी स्वागत करता हूँ। मुझे विशेष कुछ नहीं कहना है, लेकिन मैं एक बात पर जोर करना चाहूंगा कि हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी साहब ने 1 साल पहले कहा था जय अनुसंधान। तो ये जय अनुसंधान की बात उनके मन में जो थी वो किस रूप में होगी, उसका हम कुछ तार निकालना चाहते हैं कि जय अनुसंधान के उनका कहने का मतलब क्या था। तो वो चाहते हैं कि रिसर्च के जरिए हम अपना सोसाइटी जो है उस सोसाइटी का रिफॉर्म करें, किस रूप में करें, और जो विकसित भारत 2047 का जो हमारा लक्ष्य है वो लक्ष्य को हम किस रूप में पूर्ण कर सके। तो इसी उद्देश्य के साथ हमने एक संगोष्ठी का आयोजन किया। अरुण आनंद जी और अस्मनी सर ने और हमारी जो पूरी छात्रों की जो टीम है उन्होंने बहुत मेहनत करके, बहुत लगाव से इस कार्यक्रम को संपन्न किया है। मैं उन सबको साधुवाद देता हूँ। हम सब जब सोचते हैं कि ये जो शोध की यात्रा है वो यात्रा आपको किस रूप में मार्गदर्शन करेगी, तो सबसे पहले अंतर विषय शोध की शक्ति को हमें अपनाने की जरूरत है। सबसे नवीन समाधान, नवाचार अक्सर विभिन्न विषयों के जुड़ने से उभरते हैं। चाहे आप साइंस के हो, सोशल साइंस के हो, आर्ट्स के हो, भाषाओं के विद्यार्थी हो, पर्यावरण विज्ञान हो, सामाजिक ज्ञान हो या कोई भी हो, अपने क्षेत्र की पारंपरिक सीमाओं से परे देखें। जो हम ये डिसिप्लिन की बात करते हैं, अब तक ये डिसिप्लिन, ये अभी अब तक ये संशोधन होता था, रिसर्च होता था कि जब संस्कृत की हम बात करते हैं, आपने जैसे बताया कि लैंग्वेज किस रूप में मदद कर सकता है, तो फिजिक्स एंड संस्कृत बहुत नजदीक है। आप अगर देखें फिजिक्स जो सिद्धांत है वो संस्कृत के सिद्धांत के साथ बिल्कुल जाता है। अद्वैत फिलोसॉफी एंड फिजिक्स, नॉट ओनली संस्कृत फिलोसॉफी के साथ भी फिजिक्स में बहुत सारा गहरा ताल्लुकात है। तो ये संगोष्ठी का उद्देश्य यही है कि आप अपने डिसिप्लिन के बारे में तो सोचे ही सोचे, लेकिन अन्य जो डिसिप्लिन है उनके बारे में भी सोचे और उसके बारे में जो जो हो रहा है उसका भी प्रतिफलित कर सके। दूसरा ये है कि अपने शोध को हमारी राष्ट्रीय प्राथमिकताओं के साथ संरेखित करें। विकसित भारत 2047 में भारत को एक विकसित राष्ट्र के रूप में देखते हैं जो प्रौद्योगिकी, स्थिरता और सामाजिक समानता में अग्रणी है। आपके शोध को वास्तविक दुनिया की चुनौतियों को हल करने में योगदान देना चाहिए। शोध का मतलब यही है कि हमारे जो सोसाइटी की जो समस्या है वो समस्या को किस रूप में हल कर सके। तो अगर आपका शोध कोई सोसाइटी की समस्या को हल नहीं करता है तो वो शोध की कोटि में अभी नहीं आ सकता है। चाहे जलवायु परिवर्तन हो, स्वास्थ्य देखभाल हो, डिजिटल परिवर्तन हो, सामाजिक समावेशन हो, याद रखें अनुसंधानिकता को साथ में जोड़कर साझेदारी बनाइए, संसाधन साझा करिए और अनुसंधान क्लस्टर बनाइए जो कई लेंसों में माध्यम से जटिल समस्याओं को निपट सकता है। सच्चा शोध केवल उत्तर खोजने के बारे में नहीं है, यही सच्चा शोध केवल उत्तर खोजने के बारे में नहीं है, यह है अगर आपके मन में अगर प्रश्न दे सकता है। और मैं इस संशोधन की यात्रा जो है उसको इस रूप में देखता हूँ कि आप पारंपरिक अनुशासनात्मक सीमाओं से परे सोचे, ऐसे अनुसंधान पर ध्यान केंद्रित करें जो भारत की अद्वितीय चुनौतियों और अवसरों का समाधान करे और अनुसंधान के नैतिकता और सत्यनिष्ठा के उच्चतम मानकों को बनाए रखे। सभी विषयों और संस्थानों में साथियों के साथ सहयोग करें और सामाजिक जरूरतों और जमीनी हकीकत से साथ जुड़े रहे। इस रिसर्च स्कॉलर मीट को केवल एक सम्मेलन न बनाइए, एक नए सहयोग की शुरुआत, नवीन विचारों का जन्म, अनुसंधान की नींव बनने दे जो भारत के भविष्य को आकार देगा। मैं आपके शोध प्रयासों के परिणामों और एक विकसित ज्ञान संचालित भारत के निर्माण में उनके योगदान के देखने के लिए हम सब उत्सुक हैं। आगे आप सबका मैं धन्यवाद करता हूँ, आप सबको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। विश्वविद्यालय में आप पधारे। विशेषता कहते हुए भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम।
Thank you so much, sir. Now we are at the end of this inaugural session. I request Ms. Jolly Rawal for vote of thanks.
बेटा let me take this opportunity. आप अपने लिए एक बार तालियां बहुत जोर से पूरा, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने इतना इंटरेक्टिवली और इतना पेशेंटली हम सबको सुन रहे हो, बल्कि मैं तो कहूँगा झेल रहे हो, तो इसके लिए आप सभी यू डिजर्व कुडोस। थैंक यू।
भूख लगी है? As we are on the end of this inaugural session, it's my great honor and privilege to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of Research and Development Sardar Patel University, everyone who has contributed to making this event possible. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Niranjan P. Patel sir for placing immense trust on constant encouragement and invaluable guidance have been pivotal in making this 3-day research scholar meet into the reality. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Bhagwan Singh Chaudhary sir, for taking the time out of his busy schedule to grace us with his presence. Your words of wisdom and encouragement have truly inspired, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I am thankful to Dr. Bhailal Patel sir for extending unwavering support and ensuring that we had access all the necessary facilities that we required at what time we needed. Thank you to our invited speakers for traveling from various parts of the country to join us. We are eagerly look forward to their enlightening talks and valuable insights that they will share with us during this 3-day conference. I extend my deepest gratitude to all the participants, including those who have traveled from various states to participate in this event, and the research scholar from Sardar Patel University itself for presence. Your enthusiastic presence and active engagement are going to make this conference truly vibrant and meaningful. I am deeply grateful to our prime sponsor, the State Bank of India, for their generous financial support, which has been instrumental in every aspect of the conference. Their contribution has played a pivotal role in ensuring the smooth execution and success of this event. Lastly, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all teaching and non-teaching staff for their engagement throughout the organization of this conference. Please stand for the national anthem. Now, please go to your respective venues for further session. For science,
For the oral presentation, track 1 at the mathematics department, track 2 at statistics department. For social science, plenary session at Adi Shankaracharya Hall. Languages, plenary sessions in the Department of Chemistry.